Hello everyone, I am PyroFalkon and this is Monster Rancher 2. So things look a little different right now because I rolled back my save from the previous episode. Between episodes, I did look up how to raise a Raki, and I found this really awesome YouTube video that talked about how you can take a Generation 1 Raki and load them up to 999 in every attribute, even without cheating, as long as you abuse certain tactics. And that's an interesting bit of knowledge to keep in my back pocket. So rather than try to raise Raki or adapt that YouTuber's strategy into the Raki we already had, I decided to roll back the save. We just immediately froze Karen, so I'm not going to try to get any further with her. But this way I always have that Raki at, newly born in the freezer, ready to come out if we set up the conditions in order to take advantage of what that YouTuber's method was. And I'll put an iCard in the top right corner. Usually around here I put the iCard for our playlist, but if you want to see that method for Raki raising, take a look at that iCard that just popped up in the top right corner. So it's a good goal to work toward, and trying to do that technique involves having a monster with lots of life and lots of intelligence. So my plan is that once we have our next monster from this one, that I will combine Karen and Undine, because that should give us a good high intelligence monster, and then if I properly raise their life points, then maybe we can do some expeditions. But for now, we still need a money monster. And by coincidence, I was looking in the market, and we've got an Arrowhead that's available. So rather than making one from a disc, I think grabbing an Arrowhead from here is what we should do, because I want a money monster anyway. I've wanted to try out an Arrowhead anyway. May as well do both, and we'll just grab one here. So with this monster, I did, again, a little bit of research. Didn't look up specifically anything for arrowheads, but after doing some math, I've come to realize that it's kind of unavoidable to use mint leaves, at least mint leaves, to keep stress and lifespan under control. But we can get away without feeding tablets to a moneymaker monster. It's not ideal, of course, but it'll save us some money in the long run. So we're going to feed this arrowhead fish every month. We're going to use mint leaves every other week, rest, and so on and so forth, and that should save us a little cash while also getting a fairly respectable amount of lifespan and skills out of him. So his name, which comes from Kalo Shade, is Zordrak, which is a pretty badass name as it is. Curious where that comes from, if it comes from anywhere. And as always, if you would like to name a monster, please let me know in the comments below. Again, our next monster, assuming Zordrak can get us some cash, our next monster will be a mix of Karen and Undine wear. So I think that pretty much guarantees it'll be an Undine. But either way, let me know in the comments below what you would like to name that monster, and we will go from there. But for now, we're going to head back to the ranch with Zordrak and start our process with him. So, I don't even remember what week it is. I think it's week 3. So, yeah. So, with Rakis, in case you didn't check that video, their whole thing is you need to load them up with drugs because they have such a long lifespan that if you use the right drug and abuse resetting the game, which I haven't really wanted to do, but it might be kind of interesting to play that way. If you abuse Wow, he threw a temper tantrum. Anyway, if you abuse saving and loading, then you can get your Raki to be exceptionally powerful. But we need those drugs. And to get those drugs, we need a monster of high intelligence. And our Arrowhead probably will not have high intelligence, but he can make us some cash money to get us there. Well, we got 27 grand. That's actually not... That's not that bad. Maybe I could actually no-rest him. Ah, the hell with it. Let's just go with this. Alright, so our boy here, if I remember arrowheads, they can't do... They like milk and dislike potato. Okay. They don't have any intelligence attacks, so we may as well just load up on the power. And we'll raise him as normal. Already I'm liking his gains more than Raki's. But apparently, there's a drug that you can take that is central to raising a Raki that just gives an automatic plus 30 to both power and accuracy when you train literally anything successfully. So it's... you can abuse that by... come on, Zordrek, do better. You can just abuse that early in the Raki's lifespan and get his power over 800 very quickly, assuming you have enough doses of the drug to work with. And that is the situation we will find ourselves in with that. But one thing at a time. I mean, here we have Zordrek, so there's no reason to go too wacky with Rakis right now. Just need to concentrate on what's in front of us. And hopefully he's going to be a good boy and get us some half-decent gains, man. Hopefully. Here's a mint leaf. I guess I'll mint leaf you on week 4 and then rest you on week 1, because I don't... God, even though we have the cash, we could execute a no rest. Choices. Oh, whatever. I thought I didn't realize I had this much money when I rolled back the save. Okay, so I guess I have a milk? I mean, that's cheaper than a fish, and you like it, so... If I remember right, if you give an item that a monster likes, then for food, then they lose a bunch of stress as it is, so we'll be alright. I don't think I've ever raised an Arrowhead. I don't recall them being in any other Monster Rancher. I'm certain I've never raised one in Monster Rancher 2, unless it was back when I originally played it on the PlayStation 1, way back in the day when the PlayStation 2 wasn't even a thing yet. So, who knows, man? Alright, here, take the... No. Yes. Oh, and I did learn that doing battles does take weeks off lifespan as well. Like, simply entering a tournament takes 3 weeks off your lifespan. It's usually a net positive if you win it because of both the money that you get and the gains that you get. But if you did not win off a tournament, I mean, you'd still get the stress relief, but that's about all you get out of the deal. So it's not necessarily the best thing, but still doing tournaments is generally preferred. This is a fighting game, sort of, kind of, after all. So gotta do what we gotta do, right, man? Alright, so just keep eating those mint leaves. And this is the last episode of the recording session, and after the mess that Karen found herself in, I think I need the break. And, whoo boy, it got a little dicey there. But taking a little break to do some research has helped, and I'm feeling a bit more confident, and I think Zordrek will do well for us. He'd better. We have some crab cakes tonight. God, what is so violent? Ugh. I don't like the underside of his exoskeleton, though. It's a little gross. This weird version. He's kind of an insect, but kind of not. It's, ugh. They're kind of gross, man. But you're also kind of cute, so I don't know. That's usually what women say about me. I'm sorry. It's not true. Alright, so, yeah, he's doing fine so far, I guess. We don't have a lot of weeks to work with here to get his loyalty up. Yeah, right now, it's not even about getting his points. Right now, this is about getting his loyalty up. So I can actually enter a tournament and not just immediately die. It's funny, because all the FAQs I read talked about that when you start a brand new game save from nothing, that you often need to just resign yourself to only having a D or a C class monster. And at the time I'm like, really? Because I can usually consistently get to the B class with any monster from a Generation 1. But I guess there is something to be said about... oh, there's that one. that your first couple monsters are going to just be money makers. Because the game doesn't even really get started until you start combining monsters and using no rest strategies, so... Ugh. Okay. So far so good, I guess. Keep reducing your stress, buddy. And while I edit episodes today, I might be working on... Oh, no, wait, is this Tuesday or Wednesday? It was reset. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's reset day over in Eorzea. You have to dust off Ruin and have her do some work. Alright, yay, Errantry. No, we're not doing Errantry. Apparently, Errantry also does it, hurt lifespan directly, which is something I had feared. But it's more because of the weight of the stress and the fatigue than it is... So I guess it's not a direct hit, it's an indirect hit. It's because of everything that your monster has to go through to get there. Alright. Oh, these gains are slow. Would it be in my better interest to do the harder ones, these? Power and life at the cost of speed. Well, if I alternate that with speed, it may not be too bad. Yeah, that's a pretty sizable gain. I could alternate that with speed, or do 2 of those and then a speed. Yeah, that would probably work okay. All right, well, whatever. This is a moneymaker, so I can experiment a little bit, and I don't have to stress myself over checklists of techniques. So I don't like playing that way anyway. Interestingly, in that video I linked earlier, the YouTuber who shows that method, it shows him in the year 1091, and he has like $260,000 to work with. So he's been at it a while, and I don't know if I want to quite go that far with my monsters or this series, because if I go that long, then we're going to have like a 400-episode series. So it's already hard enough for newcomers to find the channel and watch this stuff when I've got playlists that long. So, we'll see. And I am getting bored of Generation 1 monsters. I need to start combining soon. The argument should be I probably should have combined it before, but... I mean, I suppose it wasn't a waste, because our first monsters, even the no-resty ones, we've used that money to get the upgraded house and the upgraded stable, and I think we're done with all upgrades at this point. I don't think there's anything more to upgrade. So we can just... Actually, looking at the pictures and the video from what I linked, that YouTuber has the same house and the same stable I do. So I would assume that that's just as much as I can do. So it's fine. I mean, now we can actually put all of our money and our time into making our monsters better rather than our house or whatever. Alright. Yeah, our boy is gonna have some trouble dodging, but so it goes. We'll figure it out. I got an interesting indirect tip from... Ah, shit, I forgot to give him a mint leaf. I got an indirect hint from that video, too, because it mentioned that they trained the Raki's power when the Raki was at, had just hit adulthood, because Raki's power gains are bad, so they trained it during adulthood to take advantage of the boosted numbers. And I'm like, I don't think I would have thought about that. That you don't do their predisposed stat until adulthood, because that way you take advantage of the boost. And then you do their predisposed stat out of adulthood, because they're predisposed, so they'll have the good boosts anyway. So that's excellent to know. Oof, my speed is hurting. How am I soft on him? I've been working him to death, unless it's counting all the times I've been resting him here. Jeez. I'm wondering if I should even bother training speed. Like, he's, since I've tanked his speed already, maybe we should just focus on power and life, and then we'll train speed when he hits adulthood and starts being able to do better. Oh, come on. Do better, Zordrak. Alright. I really can never tell when they grow up because I'm not fully paying attention here. Okay, his tail isn't quite to the bottom awning above the front door. I guess that'll be my key to look at. Alright. I think I gave him a mint leaf last week, so just rest for now. Yeah, have a good night, Zordrak. When I first saw that Kalo suggested the name Zordrak, I was thinking of a Pokemon. Like, is that the name of that one Pokemon? I think it was Zoroark, I think? Oh, God. It's been so long since I've done any Come on, Zordrak, do better. What do you think you're doing? You're fucking around. And if there's one thing I don't accept on my ranch, it's fucking around. Unless it's cold. Never mind. I don't fully know where that one was going, but it probably wasn't going to a good place. Alright, have a mint leaf, and then we'll buy more mint leaves. We'll probably have to switch him to fish soon. Fish gives better form, I think. So I would get better gains if I start giving him fish instead. I don't know, it's weird. I feel myself at odds with this game as I do with most Monster Ranchers, that Monster Rancher has been picked over to the point where if you do read the FAQs and just go off of that, there is, if not a best way, if not a one best way to beat the game, then there's certainly a yeah, his tail's still a little bit low. Let's switch him to fish. Why not? You know, there are very tried and true methods of beating Monster Rancher 2, and they don't leave a whole lot of room for strategizing, but that's okay. You know what? It's fine. I'm enjoying the game, just playing around how I want to play with it, so. How are you doing, Zordrak? Well, at least I'm keeping his loyalty up. Yeah, who cares about his speed? We'll get his speed up later. Great. Oh, God. Well, I may as well use a mint leaf then while he's here. And then we'll just buy up some more. Oh, we've only got about a minute left, so there's not much going to happen here with Zordrak for a little while. His loyalty is still only 26, so it's gonna be a hot minute before we get him up to where we need to get him up to, but it's okay. Oh, jeez, I didn't realize I was maxed out. Alright. I'm trying to count here. Can I do 2 heavy drills and then 1 light drill, or is it 1 heavy and 2 lights? I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't get tired. Ah, shit, I forgot to do the mint life. Yes, I'm scolding you for cheating. Stop cheating. Alright. Which food do you want to give? Have a fish. And this is pretty much going to do it for today. And this recording session. His tail's still below the awning, so I don't think he's an adult yet. I think I can just keep this method up. I guess milk doesn't really help him right now as much. Yeah, it's because I didn't give him the mint leaf. It's okay, Colt. Have a mint leaf. Man, maybe I do need to give him mint leafs every other week. Stress apparently is way harder to deal with and hits the lifespan much harder than fatigue. So we have to be careful with that. I mean, he doesn't seem to like mint leafs very much, is knocking his loyalty around. All right, well, that's going to do it for today. So Future Pyro on your next recording session. Oh, yeah. Okay, heavy light is enough to keep him up, so we're good. All right, so the Future Pyro, you do pull, and domino, and then mint leaf and rest. Got it? Okay, Future Pyro. Fist bump to you. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you won't abuse your monsters in any way. That will do it for today. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow for another episode.